Hello everyone. I wanted to jump on here quick because I think I've made a decision about my bike, for now at least anyway, and that decision is, as you can already tell by the title of the video, that she's going to be a keeper, and yeah, at least for now anyway, because to be honest, I think I just overthink it all the time in terms of what bikes I want to get and what have you. I don't actually know what bike I want to get. I mean, perfect example of that, if you were to look on my Auto Trader account and look at my saved ads, saved bike ads that I've got on there, I think there's 30 odd bikes on there, and they range from classics to sport bikes to adventure bikes and all that kind of stuff. And it's not to say that I don't want any of them bikes or try any of them bikes or anything like that, but I think I'm just trying to, I think what I'm doing is looking at a bike and going, oh, well, mine one of them, I'm going to buy it. And it's like, well, I don't really think that's the way to go. And this bike gives me everything I really need. I initially bought this bike because it was the bike I wanted, and now a year later I'm going, oh, I need to get something else. But yeah, I think truth is I'm going to keep this for now, until I know what bike I want to get anyway. Yeah, just keep the one you have. I think we spend so much time trying to like get something better, or I do anyway, or you know, I'm always constantly looking for the next best thing. I'm like, oh, I've rid of that one now, or I've got this thing now, or whatever. What's next? And to be honest, I think you should just enjoy what you've got a bit more. I mean, I'm so gung-ho with stuff. Don't get me wrong, I could probably do another video in a couple of weeks' time to say I bought another bike, but in my head right now, I'm saying I'm definitely keeping this one. I enjoy this bike, I love this bike, I have so much fun on it. And you know, I'm not out every single day on a bike. I mean, to be honest, this is the first time I've ridden it since the last video that I did. I literally haven't ridden it in between because I simply haven't had time, been looking after the kids and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, I've just jumped back on this right now. I've been riding it for, you know, 5 minutes before I started the video. I was like, yeah, what's the point? What's the point to get something else? This is good fun, it's a laugh. And I think I'm just going to enjoy it, especially for this summer. I think, to be honest, I have a feeling that most bikers probably have this going on in their heads. I think it's very rare that someone's got their, you know, the one and only dream bike. Guarantee the majority of them have still got that second bike that's in the garage, or, you know, I don't think someone's dailying a Ducati Panigale, for example. You know, if that's someone's dream bike. Not to say that that's mine. To be honest, I'm not really, I like sports bikes, but I don't think I could, you know, I just don't think they're for me. But yeah, I just think if you can have fun on the bike you're on, then really what is the point? And this, like I think I said in the previous video, this bike goes me nothing. I paid a couple of grand for it last year. It's got 21,000 miles on it. It's got a year's MOT on it now. What's the point, you know? I am going to have to use it more, admittedly, because we're currently down at one car in the household, and so I'm going to have to use it to commute for a bit. But whilst the weather's nice, I don't actually mind it anyway. And actually, you know, funny enough, it normally takes me longer to come home on a bike when I'm commuting to and from work, because I end up taking maybe a little more scenic route than I would normally. I'm always in a rush to get home when I'm in a car, but when I'm on a bike, well, let's take an extra bit of time getting home. Yeah, just enjoy the bike for what it is, what you use it for. I know I could do what I do on another bike if I wanted to. But like I say, I've got classic bikes saved, I've got adventure bikes saved, jog sport bike saved, sports bike saved, you know, big cruiser, because I'm always, oh, I fancy that, I fancy trying that. And then, I don't know, I'm sure other people do this, and I was speaking to a mate about it yesterday, but, you know, as soon as you see a bike get sold after you've saved it, and you're like, ah, and you're like, deep down, you were never going to buy it. You're gutted that it's gone, but it's like, well, I wasn't going to buy it anyway, if I'm being honest. But I like the look of it. So yeah, I think what I've decided I'm going to do instead, like I said, keep this, as I mentioned about 5 times this video now, and then I think what I'll do is try and do a few test rides. I've actually never test ridden a bike before, so I think I owe that to myself anyway. And also, I mean, it's what it's there for, right, to help you decide what bike you want next. And I'll film some of it so you can see some of my reactions and stuff, but there's going to be a lot I probably won't film, because ultimately, I mean, the bike's for you, right? So if you're going to, I think sometimes if I've got about people saying different things in my head that's going to steer me in a different direction, I think you just got to get the bike that you want for you, rather than, you know, I might sit on a Bonneville or something and test ride that, and then people go, oh, you don't do that, you want this for that, you want this for that, and I think sometimes there's just too many opinions, and it's just like, do what you want to do ultimately, ride what you want. And to be honest, I can ride how I want on this. I've got the luxury of, you know, if I want to kind of hoon it about, I can, and if I want to relax and take it leisurely, I can as well. It's not, you know, you can do both on this bike. And like I say, I will be commuting on it for a bit, in particular over the summer, and that's fine because it can do that as well. Yeah, I thought I'd just jump on and say that and mention it anyway, because I'm off to meet my dad. We're going to go for a little ride and a coffee. I might film some of it, might not. But yeah, also he's got a couple of bikes, so he's got, you know, again, mentioned it previously, he's got the 5th gen VFR. I'll do a little comparison at some point with that. He's also got I think he's just got a Versus 1000 as well. Because again, he wants to do a couple like weekend trips away, but because, I mean, his VFR is slightly older than mine, he kind of wants to keep that for the sunnier days. It's quite old, you know, it's maybe not as reliable as something that's, well, it's obviously not as reliable as something that's newer, but you kind of get a bit more confident riding something newer if you're going on a weekend trip, you know, that kind of thing. Don't really want to have to fanny around fixing stuff. I know it can happen on any bike, but it's just, you're more prone to it on an older bike, aren't you? So yeah, maybe that's what I need to do. Maybe I need to get a second bike. Keep this for play. And maybe get something else for trips away and the like. Here we go. Look at it, does it? With ease. Yeah, you know, I'm not going to do that on a classic bike or whatever. That's what, yeah, sometimes you do have that urge to just kind of push a little bit, but someone commented on the last video as well about trying a track day, and again, that's something that I've always, admittedly, it's something that I've always wanted to do, but I feel like I'm a little bit scared to do it. I don't know why. A lot of people say ultimately actually safer doing it, you know, mucking about on a track than you are on a road, which, you know, you are really, but I don't know, there's just something about it that scares me a bit, and something that excites me, and maybe that's why you need to do it, because I think that, you know, that bit that scares you sometimes is the bit that, you know, you need to go and do it and overcome that, you know, I guess. But maybe one day. I also want to try a bit of off-roading, a bit of green laning. So I've looked at those as well. You know, I've looked at like little CRF 300s and stuff like that, just to, you know, practice a bit of green laning on maybe. But then I can't replace this for one of them and then have that as my only bike. I don't think people have CRFs, for example, as their only bikes. Do you know what I mean? we'll see, we'll see. But for now, let's just enjoy this, enjoy the summer, have a good time, stop worrying about, you know, whether I'm going to get a new bike or not. I'll get one, I get one. If I don't, I don't. I'm also going to try and get out to a few bike nights this year. I've probably missed a few already, but again, there's something I don't do much of and I probably should do more of. Yeah, I just didn't have the time last year, so I'm going to try and find the time this year. That's kind of one thing I do want to do as well, because I saw a lot of videos on it this week, is ABR. Like, I mean, it looks an awesome weekend. And you know, the trails look fun. You know, the amount of bikes you can test ride and stuff like that, it's probably worth, you know, going just for that. So yeah, I might try and do stuff like that, but let's see. Let's see. But yeah, for now, this bike is going nowhere, and you'll probably see quite a lot more of it. So let's just enjoy it. Just quickly, don't know if you can see it, but there's the old man's VFR. I'll do a little video on that later at some point. But yeah, you can see the similarities. Love it. Okay, bye.